During my time on the internet, I've seen many consistent things. If the Sonic franchise has news in any form whatsoever, you bet an article that will include the rocky transition into 3D, without fail.
3D was far less graceful than Mario's.
Dragon Ball fans will continuously not understand their characters or even proper story beats, but have loved the franchise since they can remember. And anytime The Simpsons does something, usually when it's a season renewal, you can bet all those internet comedians will come out of the woodworks to say the exact same thing, or at least a variation of this. People still watch The Simpsons? I haven't seen it since season 19. I haven't watched it since the last few that haven't been particularly good right now. Or in Morrissey's case, after the recent episodes, they portrayed me exactly as I am, and I don't like that. What a maroon. Heyo, it's GrandGoten, and this is an intervention for me. I am a Simpsons whore. I love that dumb, overbite, yellow-skinned family and all the sidecasts. Just like they'll never stop The Simpsons, I'll probably never stop watching. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Classic era is gone, and it is by far my favourite and some of the best television ever put out. But in my eyes, I can still see the show capable of putting out some stellar episodes. Sure, we're going to get a lot of mediocre ones here and there, but we can still get a lot of good from the show. Season 32 has proven that to me, with having a majority of really, really good episodes amongst it. I don't really need to talk about the history of The Simpsons. Everybody probably knows the history of The Simpsons. You know, Tracy Ullman Show, Simpsons Short, Season 1's a mess, the Christmas episode was the only good one that they could produce, bada bing bada boom, the rest is history, 32 seasons going on 34. Being the pop culture sensation that it was, Bartmania, etc, etc. The Simpsons was ripe with video games. It was. EA, those bastards. I don't want to play Tapped Out. I don't want to sit on my phone waiting for the 56 Moe's Tavern to be built. I want to play something new. Yo, whoa, questline about Maggie's snowsuit. Go, 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 go! I've dabbled in all sorts of Simpsons games, horrible games from the NES, the Master System, Super Nintendo, etc, etc. All terrible, nothing really of value, garbage. But I kept playing Bart's Nightmare half the time when I was really bored and had an emulator set up. I don't know why. I have problems. Never really stepped foot into the handheld games though, apart from maybe Road Rage or the Simpsons game. And I never really see them be talked about either. So, I thought, like the dumb, stupid, disembodied, I should really get a better way of showing my emotions, I swear I'm working on it face, that I should take a look at some of the Game Boy Simpsons games. So I selected 3 games, all had Bart as the central focus because Bartmania, underachiever and proud of it. So you know, we've got Bart and the Beanstalk, Bart vs the Juggernauts, and Bart Simpson Escape from Camp Deadly. Prefacing this now, I did not have a good time. Like, whoa mama, I did not have a good time. Not even a cromulent time. I don't even want to embiggen my negative thoughts, but sweet, merciful crap, my patience was tested. Well, let's get started then. First off, all these games were published by Acclaim Entertainment, founded in 1987 before filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy in 2004. Creating and publishing many of their own games, or licensed games of varying franchises to a varying degree of quality. Mostly shit. You could go through games like this. To this. But enough talk. It's Simpsons game time. Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, let me wash up.
You know what's the first thing I think of when I get asked, hey, what kind of game should they make about The Simpsons? Bart and the Beanstalk? No one has ever asked me that sort of question before. You slap The Simpsons onto some fairy tales, which ironically feels like those 3 stories with a theme episodes they'd make during like seasons 10 and 19 and such. This game came out during seasons 5 and 6, so maybe The Simpsons are good at predicting stuff. They predicted apparently their own drop in quality and lazy episode writing. Please don't believe that. I'm really tired of hearing The Simpsons predicted things. Developed by Software Creations, who went along to become Acclaim Studios, who went along to become Dissolved. Known for creating some fantastic games like Silver Surfer and Terminator 2 Judgment Day. We're dealing with some real winners now. I love it. Ooh. Well, let's get started. We got some story. It's Jack and the Beanstalk. Simpsons are slapped on it. Yeah, that's Bart. Sure doesn't move like Bart, but that isn't even the worst of it all. Aim of the game, we gotta get through each world, get gold, and fight the giant to win. But first things first, Bat controls horribly. He's slipping and sliding everywhere. I felt like someone saw him control and thought, no, there's nothing a little elbow grease won't fix. Leading to him being an absolute pain to use normally. Bat has his trusty slingshot though, and it has pitiful range. Pitiful, pitiful range. Just look, you can see its range beyond any doubt. It's that bad. So the lack of range from Bat, slippery controls, allows for every encounter with every enemy to annoy me. I love missing my mark just that little bit. Oh, shit. Damn it. It's almost. Bat's walk is stupid. Alongside the slipping and sliding around, Bat's jump works. Kinda. He can't jump over stationary enemies, leading to a lot of wonderful, cheap shots. I enjoy that so much. The screen just feels so closed in. Bat's sprite is super big. It's hard to avoid objects or even having properly interactive objects like vines in the first level. But I do like the warp cycle. I said it was stupid, but I like it. I'm feeling annoyance and frustration, but also tolerance. But after frustrations and many, oh so many deaths, I reached the end of the first level, only to find out that I needed to collect a certain number of coins to reach the end, something that I was not told about. It's something that should be a new issue with the game. You ever play Castlevania? You know, one of those series Konami pretends they don't have unless it's a re-release of Pachinko? Well, whenever you enter a clock tower in those games and reach a certain height in the clock tower, the floor below acts like a bottomless pit. Normally in the newer games they'd give you a reason for that. Bat on the Beanstalk likes to waltzing over, take that idea, fumbles with it. So do I detect a hint of bullshit? Oh, I'll never tell till now. Basically, the game allows you to drop from a certain height until it decides that's too high, and it then just puts a bottomless pit unless Bat lands on something quickly, killing him instantly, making traversing levels, if you haven't got all the coins, a pure nightmare. After getting all the coins, the first boss is some horror of a caterpillar. But it's super easy. It's so basic that no one would have any issues with it. So that makes up for everything, right? No. And now we travel to the clouds. Less climbing up vines, more travelling left and right like a normal platformer. And it's still a fair bit of pain. With this level at least, it's much easier to collect all the coins. But with the issues about the screen, some jumps are a leap of faith. But let's not forget about the gods. That's right, etched in stone in God's library somewhere, Bart Simpson must get hit by lightning, with only some proper timing and placed in the worst places possible. Thankfully, if you're quick enough, you can avoid this problem. Also, there's moving platforms that Bart doesn't stay on. You have to follow the platforms or jump to keep on them. That was a bit of an annoyance when I first figured that out. Now, I gotta be honest here, I didn't finish this game, because this next boss made me its bitch, and it made me want to perform some sort of horrible voodoo curse to remove it from reality. It's an over-exaggeration about how I feel, but that's probably how I felt at the time. But I did stop playing after it. This stupid cloud with Montgomery C. Burns' face on. Its lack of a noticeable pattern. The fact that it's wider than anything faced before. Bat's terrible range combined with it shooting at you with barely any time to react and then lead in with your own attack. How it'll switch up movement from what I could tell and speed as well, all while making it a miserable experience that I got a game over at over and over and over again. And I do not want to continue this in any way possible. This stupid cloud. Oh. Bat on the Beanstalk sucks. Simple as, you could tell that. I did not enjoy myself at all playing that game. Having a look at my notes when writing out this, I noticed as soon as I reached the cloud boss, I just went into some weird rage-induced chicken scratch that I could barely make out. So I had to essentially look through my own writing and figure out what was I even trying to say. Continue with America's Bad Boy. We've got Bat vs. the Juggernauts. Developed by Imagineering, who had a hand at such Simpsons classics like Bart vs. the Space Mutants, Bart vs. the World, and Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. No, please, continue. I enjoy heavy-handed sarcasm from myself and really obvious ploys at something's quality. Mwah, beautiful. Published by Acclaim, like I said, because if it's a Simpsons game back then, well, they gotta have their name slapped on it. Remember Gladiators? Wait, is that still going on? Huh. The gist of it all is that Bart has somehow gotten onto the Simpsons versions of gladiators, aptly named the Juggernauts, in order to get some cash. With some hilarious commentary from Kent Brockman and Marvin Monroe, some top-tier writing for the series, like straight out of season 24. You have a variety of minigames that love to put a child in danger, like Marvin Monroe's Hop, Skip, and Fry. Jump across some lovely squares trying to net a basketball and avoid these burly boys. Is it fun? No. Is it frustrating? Why, yes, child. Yes, it is. Well, I suppose we could get used to it. Nothing a little practice won't hurt, you know?
6.5 hours later.
No, I hate it. I hate it all. You can jump over full squares by pressing a directional button and A at the same time. But does it work? Sometimes. Only sometimes, leaving you watching Bart get shocked to hell and back. It just isn't a fun time, and I in no way will want to play it again. The big boys that stop you are erratic, and the squares, white ones are safe, black ones give you a shock. The board itself will have squares switch colours randomly. There's a prior indication sometimes, but then it will randomly just swap, and it'll frustrate you so much. It's so wonderful. The other minigame has you do what Bart is known for the most, drop-kicking men off tall pillars. Oh, skateboarding. Bart has to skate down a hill, up a ramp, and kick one of the juggernauts off the stage. Only hands from the underworld and pizza slices stand in your way. Yeah, it's a much better minigame. It's super simple, and all you really do is just gotta keep out for those undead grabbers and greasy slices, just to keep your top speed and have a really, really anticlimactic drop kick towards the juggernaut. And there's some other minigames. What? You think I'm going to play them? Well, I mean, I should, yeah. It's fair point, well made, but counterpoint. I don't want to learn Marvin Monroe's Hop, Shit, Die, because it's god-awful, and you have to reach a certain amount of money from each minigame to even gain a chance at the next ones. What happens if you fail to hit the money requirement? Boop. Straight back to the title screen. So, nah, mate. I'm not doing that. I'd rather go camp than try any more of these minigames again. Whoa. Hey, great segue. Masterful even. Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. Funny enough, its release predates the release of Season 4 episode Camp Krusty, both being about Bart and Lisa at a horrible camp with varying results and differences. The most obvious, one of these products is actually good. I'll let you decide which. Camp Deadly is another one of the Simpsons' fortes into platforming, and we've seen their current track record. It's really good output, innit? Now, what if we decide to make a Game Boy-based platformer before Bart and the Beanstalk, and have it be this weird Castlevania-feeling monstrosity? It's twice now I've brought up that series. What I mean is that Bart's jump is like a Belmont's from the Game Boy or NES days, a jump that he has essentially commit to no matter what. His ground and air speed are vastly different to each other, and to make any flow feel weird. His main weapon, what you'll be using probably during the whole game if you aren't good, are these weird-ass little balls that don't hurt enemies, but rather push them. So you can get a boomerang from Lisa. You only get 6 shots, but thankfully it's a boomerang, so that throw-and-stick stunt of yours will boomerang back on enemies. But the plot, it goes as followed. Lisa and Bart go to spend their summer at camp, but this camp is Camp Deadly, early warning sign, and it's run by Mr. Burns' nephew, Iron Fist Burns. Shit, we're getting that Burns family tree lore in the video games? Ooh. Marvel Cinematic Universe, eat your heart? That's an easy joke. I can eat shit for that. Iron Fist Burns runs this camp, and he wants to make children suffer and have as little possible fun. I'd rather stick to Camp Krusty at this point. At least we want there. We want Krusty. So now Bart and Lisa have to escape, defeat Iron Fist, save the kids, but the problem there is, the kids are all trying to kill you in every level. Every level is a portion of the camp, you know, the outdoors, the mess hall. Every kid and insect out there is going to kill both Bart and Lisa. Mainly Bart. Lisa's safe. There's many tree houses up there that you can climb with stock non-Nelson bullies all ready to kill you. They're very easy to beat. You just throw your boomerang one way, jump over them, make them turn, and thwack right in the back of the neck. In portions of the level, Lisa will be there to give Bart some sort of weapon that'll actually be useful for fighting the other kids, like the boomerang. Or if he defeats one of the non-Nelson bullies mentioned earlier, he'll gain a costume from her, which will remove the ability to climb trees for some reason, but give Bart some ability in return. Now, to tell the truth, I was actually enjoying myself to an extent with this game. It wasn't anything special, but after the last couple of games, the levels were insane, but kind of work with the cramped spacing given. Bart's cycle if you could call it that, is a thing of beauty, like the beanstalk, and it does get a little enemy happy later, and the bees can really just leave me alone. Thankfully, those costumes do actually help. They do provide some sort of advantage. The beekeeper outfit leaves you immune to the bees. I lost it almost instantly due to not knowing it took away the climbing ability and getting hurt too much. The football outfit just lets you blitzkrieg through loads of enemies in this really annoying segment. Just looks like Bart's running through the tall tree sections from Attack on Titan. But the one thing that turned me away from this game was the hornets and how you can approach them. It frustrated me to no end because it's not just them, it's how Bart can aim up and down with the boomerang. To aim it downwards, you have to jump, and as you're going up, hit the button to throw them, and they'll go up in that arc. If you want to hit them downwards, you have to let Bart finish a jump, go down, throw it, then he'll throw them down. Horrible range if they're not fired straight. They just don't reach the hornets, so you can't really preempt any of them. So I normally don't get insanely frustrated at games, Burns Cloud being the most current for me. But those hornets, man, those hornets, I can deal with the bees and their slightly weird pattern, or the whole food fight section, which is probably the friendliest any of those games has ever been. If you save enough food up at certain points, you can exchange it for more life. But those hornets, they frustrated me to no end. You just can't hit them. Bart, for some reason, just doesn't throw as high as he should or as low as he should. They sometimes bounce off things, but then you lose a boomerang in the process, and you kind of want to keep all 6 because you never know what's going to happen in that game. And for the record as well, the Simpsons theme song, mwah, it's beautiful. I love it so much. Game Boy version, god awful. Hate it, it's trying to prick up my freaking ears. And it hurt me in new imaginative ways. Danny Elfman's track does not need to be bastardized and dunked on in that way. Escape from Camp Deadly? I'm good, you know. Rather not touch this on most of the Simpsons early 90s games for a while. Maybe minus the arcade game, because that's actually good. You know, if something new ever comes from it, please EA, no more tapped out, just make a new Simpsons game. It's been years. Suffice to say that the Simpsons haven't got a good handheld foray. Soft spot for Road Rage, though. Wellity. You made it to the end of the video? Well, thank you. It means a lot. It always does. Question. May I ask you a bold question? Which episode in the series' classic run do you hate the most? No Principal and the Pauper in Season 9. That's the episode where Skinner reveals himself as not Skinner, just to make it a tad harder. As always, please subscribe and like the video as well. The continued support will forever be welcome. And thank you for watching.